I'm gonna go for it.
This is a truly talented musician in all rights, and he's becoming a friend to me and to Violet. We've known each other for a while, and matter of fact, we're at Deborah Grace's studio, my co-writer.
That's awesome.
And her son Misha is here filming this, and Andrew White, ladies and gentlemen, and Misha, they get together, is it weekly?
Mm-hmm.
Weekly, and they have a lesson, and Andrew has this way of going about teaching music in a completely mind-blowing different bent. Do you want to talk a couple of minutes about that? How do you do that, Andrew?
Well, I love how you worded that, and I definitely think I have an approach that is unique and geared towards every student that I take on. And the way I go about it, finding students basically is, I want to take on students that are serious about learning, and I'm a pretty good motivator at helping them be excited about it, but I really get to know my students one-on-one basis of like what they want to learn.
So you're listening?
I'm listening and kind of feeling it out. You know, sometimes I'll take on students that have prior training, sometimes they don't have any, and I always just kind of start at the basics and figure out what route they want to go. If there's a song in particular they want to learn, if they want to write their own songs, which is always my favorite, and just kind of, that's my zone, is to write my own songs and play my own style and do it my way. And helping other people be able to do that is basically my true passion.
So basically you're there to support them and witness them, but it's up to them to go with their intuition, or if there's a project they want to work on, they say, Andrew, this is what I want to do, as opposed to you saying, we're going to learn someone else's song today.
Right. I think that with some students, like I've found that getting them to be at a place to cut loose and be creative freely, like sometimes is a bit of a process for them. Everyone's different. And I haven't run into it a whole lot, but I definitely, as I start showing them creative processes and chords and progressions, I'll find a song that might be in the same vein of those chords. Like, yeah.
That makes sense.
So that I'm like, I can show them for a couple weeks, like, okay, here's these chords, okay, where's that at? Test that so they know where it's at. And then show them a song that they may already know that has those chords in it. So it's relevant. Yeah, it's relevant. They can see, wow. And then show them another song that uses those same chords, but differently, maybe a different arrangement. Like, because every song out there has the same makeup and same pattern of chords. It's just a matter of how and when they're played. And so my hope through this process is to show them, like, okay, here's the chords, you know, and like, here's how this person used those chords. Here's how this person has used those chords in this song. How do you want to use these chords? How do you want to use these scales? And
so there's an empowerment that can come with learning a new activity, learning the piano. You can actually you're going to feel scared because you're creating new neural pathways, but at the same time, you give this structure where you could just open up naturally. Because music's always been scary for me.
Well, that's
how to learn the notes.
One of the first things that I do with my students is make sure that they're not afraid to touch their instrument, to play music, to make a sound. Because that is one thing that, from an early age, I would always apologize if I made any mistakes playing. Because when I originally was self-driven, motivated. My parents bought me a keyboard because I wanted one, and I started learning how to play just by ear, and they got me a couple books, and it was teach yourself how to play and read music, and I was 7 years old, just tore through those. They're like, okay, we need to get him into lessons. Got me into lessons, and I hated it. I didn't want to practice the songs they wanted me to learn, and my first teacher would slap my hands when I make a mistake, and it taught me to apologize and say I'm sorry.
It took root.
Yeah, it did, and it's just been years of practice. And actually, my last piano teacher that I had through high school was Paul Edwards. He's a local piano man, piano teacher, and a huge mentor in my life. One of the first things he told me was don't apologize. And it was basically, he came to our house to do a piano lesson with my older brother. And I had been kind of out of the swing for a little while, just doing my own thing and playing in churches and things. And I was walking through the house, and he had just finished the lesson with my brother, and he's like, I heard you play. I was like, yeah. And he's like, play me something. And I was like, all right. And I sat down. I was like, here's a song I wrote. And I started playing it, and I messed up. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. He said, don't ever apologize again.
It's like apologizing. It's like saying, I don't love who I am.
Yeah,
or,
it's
I'm
like,
so sorry I am who I am.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I'm making sounds on the piano. Like, yeah, you don't want to, exactly. It is. Right. It is a lot like that.
And you taught me that anything that comes out is music, whether you deem it to be worthy or not.
Right. It is
Chuck that perfectionist.
Your ears will tell you if you like it, and your ears will tell you if you don't like it.
Right, but it's still music.
It's still music. It is.
That stuck with me.
Yeah, awesome.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then we'll cut it. Sure. And then we'll go to the next question.